everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is so good to be here. My name is Stacey and I'm an unfaithful recovery coach. So I help the unfaithful recover from their affair and help them in their affair. That's the stage that you are in. So if you would like more information on how you can work with me one-on-one, I will leave that information in the description box below, which has a link to my calendar that you can go and sign up. I do work with men and women, so if you're a guy and you're struggling, don't be afraid to reach out. I would love to help you. Okay, so let's get into today's video. So today's video is talking about 5 signs your affair has turned into love. Okay, so I kind of get this question, but I also get some debate about it. An affair is not love, it's just fantasy, it's not real. And if you watch some of my other videos, you kind of know my thoughts on that. We're real people, we're real human beings. You know, we have real emotions. The chemical expression in our body that happens when we're falling in love does not go away when we're married. So God put that ability in us to fall in love, so it could happen at any time, even if you're married. If you don't know how to sustain the marriage, that kind of thing, that's a different video. But we have an ability to fall in love, so I do not believe that affairs are fantasies, but that might be a good video for me to make as well. Okay, so let's just get on to it. So I want to tell you, sometimes if you're in an affair, you're not exactly sure, is this love, or am I really falling in love with this person, or, are we really, growing closer together? Is it just sex? What is it? Like, what's going on? And I wanted to make this video because I want a lot of the people who are unfaithful to understand that you know the truth about what you are feeling, and this can help you to see where you are at in the affair, or like what stage you are at in the affair. So number 1, you find yourself thinking about them all the time. Like, they're on my mind. I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking about them. I go to bed, I'm thinking about them. During the day, I'm having trouble eating, I'm having trouble sleeping, I cannot get this person off my mind. If you are having those thoughts, then what's happening is that's the beginning stages of falling in love, the honeymoon stage. So when we start to fall in love with someone, our thoughts of them are like magnified. It's like, all I can think about is you. All I want to do is spend my time with you. I get nervous, I might have butterflies, my hands might sweat, I just cannot stop thinking about you, and the desire to be with you is growing stronger and stronger. So that's number 1. Number 2, we begin to villainize our spouse even more. Now, it's not that we were aware we were villainizing them before the affair, but we had started the disconnect with our spouse before the affair even began. But after this new person comes into our life, now our spouse is a threat to this new happiness that we've created, this new chemical reaction that we've created. So we really need to villainize them. And in villainizing our spouse further, that also gives us a reason why we should have the affair. So it kind of justifies our behavior, and it's also a way that our mind plays tricks on us. But this is something that we do when we're starting, to fall in love, or the affair has turned into love and all that process is going on. Okay, number 3, the emotional connection that you and your affair partner has become stronger, meaning they have become a safe space for you. You tell them your ups, your downs, your fears. If something good happens to you, you run to them and share it with them. If something bad is happening, you run to them first and share it with them. The connection that you guys have is just growing stronger. You really feel like that person understands you. They get you. You guys have like become best friends. When those things start to happen, you can rest assured in a sense that you guys are really building the strong foundation of intimacy, and there is love there. And that makes it 10 times harder to exit the affair. When that person when your affair partner becomes your safe space, it makes it really hard to end it, because nobody wants to give up their safe space, right? But we think that person is going to be our safe space long time, but that's a different topic. Let's just stay focused. Okay, number 4, you start to consider a future with them. Now, not everyone having an affair is going to think about, okay, well, I'm going to leave my spouse. That's my desire. Not everyone goes into it like that. My affair partner was actually separated from his wife before we started the affair, and then him and his wife got back together. So he had an idea of, I'm eventually going to leave my wife. Like, I don't want to be married anymore. So that's kind of his mindset. My mindset was not necessarily that. I wasn't necessarily thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to leave my husband. Now, some of my clients, they're like, I knew going into the affair that I was never leaving my spouse, that kind of thing. And it doesn't mean that you don't fall in love with your affair partner. Even if you decided that you didn't want to leave your marriage, you can still fall in love with them by all means. But a lot of people who do have an affair and they do find themselves considering leaving their spouse to be with their affair partner, that is a very good sign that the affair or your feelings for that person is starting to develop more into, I'm starting to be in love with you. Like I said, you're my safe person. I want to be with you. I'm thinking about a future and spending my life with you. So that's another sign. Number 5, you feel indifferent towards your husband, meaning, or your wife, your spouse. You just start to feel indifferent towards them, and you start to feel like, well, if they met someone and moved on, then that would be great, because then I would be free to be with my affair partner. So you do get to that stage. I believe that there's stages that married people get to where their marriage is concerned when they're having an affair. So what I'm saying is it won't necessarily start off full blown in the beginning. Hey, I'm leaving my spouse. But as you develop a closer relationship with your affair partner, how you feel towards your spouse will change. For example, my affair partner, when we started, talking and we were starting as friends, that kind of thing, and then we did start seeing each other, he would say, I love my wife. I'm not in love with her. I just don't want to be with her anymore. We are not on the same page, that kind of thing. But before I actually ended the affair, and this was one of the things that, kind of helped me end it, was one night he was very upset and he was confused because he felt like he didn't love his wife anymore. He's like, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I just realized I did not love her. There was nothing there anymore, and I just wanted to be with you. And that really showed me how the progression of his emotions had changed and how our relationship had changed and grew closer and stronger over time. And I see that happen a lot with my clients. It progresses into a closer relationship, and you find that you just don't have any feelings for your spouse anymore, and it would actually be great if they would move on. When you get to this stage, it's a very dangerous stage because there's a lot of deception in that, meaning that it's very possible how you feel about your husband, those emotions could be masked by the high of the affair, and you could end up living in regret if you decided to leave your husband for your affair partner. So there's a lot of dangers in this. Now, in this video, I'm sharing with you ways that, 5 ways that you can decide, or see that you have fallen in love with your affair partner. But it doesn't mean that it's a healthy love, because in the end, love is love, but we're the ones that are unhealthy. So let me just correct that. There's no unhealthy love. We are the ones that are unhealthy because we make a lot of these types of decisions from childhood trauma. We don't understand that childhood trauma below the surface is calling the shots or producing our behavior and producing our thoughts, that kind of thing. We don't understand that. So, we jump into these relationships thinking that this is going to be the, save all, end all of relationships, and it's not. So understand that affairs, no matter what they are very destructive in nature, and the enemy does not have your good in the end, and God did not create them. He created the ability for us to fall in love, but that's our job to steward that ability, to protect ourselves, guard our hearts, that kind of thing. So if you find yourself in an affair today and you want to end it, or if you've ended your affair and you are struggling to move on, you're on that merry-go-round, that on again, off again stage, please feel free to schedule a consultation call with me. I would love to sit down, talk with you, explain to you how you can get out of your affair, how you can break free, and how you can get your life back and really recover. And when I say like completely heal, I mean heal that childhood trauma, heal the trauma that's driving your life and helping you not regulate your emotions, not feel content, all of that. So I'm here for you guys. If you need me, schedule that call, and I will definitely help you get through it. I did it. It took me way too long. So it took me about 3 or 4 years to really let him go. And then after that period, after like I would say 3.5 years after that, that's when my recovery started. And that's way too long. But I didn't have anyone helping me or teaching me, like, don't, like, be careful with the questions, or, the closure, or, the grief. You could get stuck. It could prolong it. Don't do the fantasy land in your head, all of this stuff. So I kind of had to just learn on my own, and I can be stubborn. So it just took me a little while. But okay, that was a little ramble. Don't let that be you. Let's get this taken care of, and let's get you free and enjoying your life again. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.